Of course, I start off with just punching the microphone. Take two. Let's see if this one works. Jesus, professional outfit we are. And welcome to Stay Tuned Sports. And let's try this again because I don't know if anybody noticed. You might have noticed. I have no idea. Why is this so low? Hold on. I got to check because now I got to check all my media stuff. I thought I had everything set up. It was going so well, but apparently there was one little microphone thing I didn't have set. See, now I can hear myself. This is wonderful. I probably should have just done the headphones to start with instead of trying to just look fine without the headphones. At least the headphones I would have been able to hear. But yes, I had this all set up, ready to go. Went through it. Turns out I talked for about 20 minutes without any audio. So, take two. Let's see how this works out. Thank you for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. As you can see, tremendous professional operation we have going on here. But you can help us with that. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. If you're not already subscribed, helps us out tremendously. ELS in the chat, how you doing? Going over to the chat, by the way, which is open. You want to come in, join us, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. We have links if you want to help us out in a little bit more of a financial sense. Again, the like, the share, the subscribe, that's all free, and it all helps us out more than you can have any idea. Get us closer and closer to that monetization so that we can actually start spending money on being, I don't know, a little bit more professional podcast here, a little bit more professional operation here, which right now, as you can tell, not much. But over in our chat, and in the description below this video, we have a link for our donation station over at Buy Me a Coffee. You can go over, click on that, donate whatever you want, whatever you feel comfortable with. Again, right now, the leader in the clubhouse is Pecan, who has donated a total of $35 to us. And he's been very cool and just a wonderful supporter. If you want to help us out, and if you want to donate more than him, if you want to donate more than if you want to donate more than the $35, your name will go ahead into the ticker down here. See top donator Pecan there? See that? Yeah, that could be you. That could be your name there. Just donate more than $35. But again, anything you donate will be certainly appreciated by us here at Stay Tuned Sports. And of course, our merch store link is there in the chat and in the description below this video. We have new Yankee Torpedo Bats shirts in the merch store. If you want to go check that out, if you're a Yankees fan or not, sorry about that, ELS. About what the Yankees and the Torpedo Bats did to your poor Brewers there in the opening series of the baseball season. But we have that. We have shirts. We have hoodies. We have banners. We have mugs. And, of course, I would be remiss if talking about coffee mugs. I didn't talk about the coffee. We have Stay Tuned Sports Coffee. We're here for you. This is wonderful. This is the Danny Dimes Medium Roast Blend. Wakes you up like getting hit from the blind side of your terrible offensive line. And it certainly will wake you up. And it's very good coffee, by the way. It's what I'm drinking right now in my wonderful plain mug here. I don't have the money to buy my own merchandise. So if you go ahead and buy some of our merchandise, maybe I'll be able to go ahead and buy my own merchandise. That'd be pretty cool. ELS in the chat says, King, I have one response. Fuck the Yankees. And that's fine. But if you are a Yankees fan, there's Torpedo Bat shirts are in our merch store right now, as is the coffee, as are mugs, as are, as I said, shirts, banners, more stuff coming all the time. Thank you so much for supporting us and helping us out here on Stay Tuned Sports. Need that coffee. And all right, so already off to a bit of a better start here on this go around, ELS. By the way, ELS, I've been meaning to tell you this, and I don't know. Maybe you'll take this as a little bit of a peace offering between this Yankee fan and yourself. The Stay Tuned Sports logo, by the way, which I designed several years ago now, actually kind of was inspired a lot from the way the new Milwaukee Brewers Milwaukee script is on their jerseys. That's kind of where I got the inspiration for the Stay Tuned Sports logo. Just to put that out there. So it's not exactly, but it certainly was heavily inspired by the Milwaukee Brewers new uniform, which I do love, by the way. Always loved bowling glove. I love the blue and gold together. We have it blue and gold because we're Notre Dame fans, but again, it's just a little bit of a nod there. So just so you know, there's a little connection between Stay Tuned Sports and your Milwaukee Brewers. ELS says, I'm ready for Sunday. I'm headed to a Green Bay Blizzard game. I did see your video recaps of the Green Bay Blizzard Arena football games going on. Very cool. Wonderful stuff. Keep it up. By the way, if you want to go check out ELS's channel, you can go check him out right now. If you go into the chat, click on his link. He's got, on his name, his link is all there. Everything is there. Great stuff. Great train content. If you're big into trains, you'll love it. And if you're big into kind of like local sports and things like that, he does some of the college hockey games. He does some of the, as we saw, the arena games. Really cool, wonderful stuff. Go check him out. And again, ELS is one of our biggest and one of our first big supporters here. So help him out there. Now, discussing what the show is about, sports. Again, it's I'm trying to get back into the flow here. I had such a good flow going. It was such a good show until I realized that for some reason OBS was not picking up anything from the microphone. So kind of got to get back into a flow here. It's all screwed up. But we talked about just recapping some of the stuff over the past week, especially with my Giants. We've got Wilson now and Winston in our quarterback room, along with Tommy DeVito. Gabagool, how you doing? I'm enjoying that. I think I'm okay with that quarterback room. Hearing some of the scuttlebutt around here in the New York media about the Giants maybe also trying to get Shedeur Sanders in the draft. Not excited by that. I don't, especially when you have the chance to either get Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter in that number 3 spot. Trying to get a project quarterback in a loaded quarterback room or full, not loaded, but it's full. We'll say that. But I don't think there's a franchise quarterback really in this draft. And again, as I've said before many times, we are not experts here. We are not, any kind of statistical geniuses. We don't look at all the analytics. When we started this podcast, me and Jimbo, who's not here, by the way, he has a day off. When me and Jimbo started this podcast, we started it because we were 2 drunk guys in a bar talking sports. And that's basically what this has become. This is the whole podcast, the show, the YouTube, everything is just, we're just 2 idiots talking about sports. There's no rhyme or reason or again, so don't look for any deep analytical reasons why I think there's not a franchise quarterback in this draft. It feels like that to me. It looks that way to me. The eyeball test and everything like that. So that being said, just from a logical standpoint, man, if you're the Giants and you pass up on what could be generational talents in either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter to go for Shedeur Sanders because of name recognition, and I don't enjoy it. I'm starting to get that sinking pit in the feeling in my stomach, though, that Joe Shane's going to do that. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. So we've had that going on. Aaron Rodgers still hasn't signed with anybody yet. I know we did see him doing some throwing exercises there with DK Metcalf. So there's that. I mean, it seems like it's a foregone conclusion and he's going to end up with Pittsburgh, but it's just a pain in the ass with this guy. And I like Aaron Rodgers. I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. I guess you would call me an Aaron Rodgers apologist. I enjoy the guy. He's a one of one. He's a weird fucking hippie. He, loves his drugs, loves knocking on the sky, talking to the gods. I get all that. What's up, Hamster? In the chat, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us here. On this, just what has been it's been a day. It has been a day. But thank you so much for joining us here. And let me see here. I think I lost where I was on this. Okay. I think I did lose that. But anyway, yeah, so I like the guy. I really do like the guy, and I think he's special, but it is starting to wear on my fucking nerves, this guy. So again, we'll see what happens with that, but we'll touch on Aaron in a little bit. We'll talk a little hockey in a little bit. Well, the big news this whole week, though, has been the NFL rule changes. A lot of proposals. This week they were discussed. A lot of them got passed. Some were tabled. And at least one I know of was vetoed. That one was the Detroit Lions had proposed that the penalty for defensive holding and illegal contact. That the penalty would not also be a first down, automatic first down. That was voted down by the NFL owners because they hate defenses, I suppose. That seems to be where we're going with that. So that is one that I know was voted down. But some others were passed. So let's run these down real quick. Again, I had already kind of run them down a little bit about 20 minutes ago. But what are we going to do? We're here now. So thank you guys for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. Right now, here are some of the approved rules. 1A, by the Competition Committee, is who it was proposed by, amends Rule 6 to make permanent the new form of free kick play implemented in 2024, designed to 1, resemble a typical scrimmage play by aligning players on both teams closer together and restricting movement to reduce space and speed, and 2, to promote more returns subject to the following rule changes. So the dynamic kickoff is here to stay with these couple of modifications. 1, it says, A, modifies the alignment requirements for the receiving team players in the setup zone. I haven't seen anything specific about this. I'm not sure exactly what this pertains to, about either how many players either you could put back there or how many, how many people do you have to return? Like, can you have now more than 2 returners, or does everybody have to be on the line? I'm not sure exactly. I will go read up on that more. But that is all that was left in here as far as that. But the big one, the one I think everybody's talking about, is the fact that they've now moved the touchback for if you kick it out of the end zone, and that's it. B, changes the dead ball spot after a touchback to the 35-yard line if the ball lands in the end zone and is either downed in the end zone by the receiving team or goes out of bounds behind the receiving team's goal line. So that all but, that's almost an illegal procedure penalty at this point. So I like that idea. That was part of the original proposal for the dynamic kickoff, and then they kind of rolled it back and said, we'll make it to 30. And then you realized, no, you probably should have left it at 35, because now you can, if you're the kicking team, you don't want to have the team start with a 65. You only got to go 65 yards now, unless if you're going to get a field goal. You don't want to do that. So you're going to try to knock that sucker right into the landing zone, and if you're the return, that's going to cause more returns. I like it. We're back with it. I'm very good with that. I know another part of this was the onside kick. There were a couple proposals about that. I believe those have been tabled until May, so they haven't been completely shot down, but those have been tabled for more further discussions in the May league meetings. So there's still that. So there's still, it's not all over, at least as far as that. We'll see if they make any changes to the onside, because I know a lot of people were upset about the onside kick. So I'm not sure exactly what all the proposals were. I think one if they want to still be able, I don't know how you could have a surprise onside kick with this, or if they want to get rid of onside kicks and have it be like, what is that, that 4th and 20 or 4th and 13 or whatever play from your own 15-yard line, and see if you make that, then you keep the ball. If not, the other team gets it from there. We'll see. But again, we'll find that out in May. 2, again proposed by the Competition Committee, aligns the postseason and regular season overtime rules by granting both teams an opportunity to possess the ball regardless of the outcome of the first possession, subject to a 10-minute overtime period in the regular season. The only thing I don't like about this is just make it to fucking 15 minutes, will you? Just make it the full 15. The only difference should be that in the playoffs that it continues if it's still tied after the first overtime. In regular season, if it's not done by the first 15 minutes, then it's a tie. Fuck it. But other than that, it's okay. I like it. It's a good change. Keep everything even. People can stop trying to have to remember 2 different sets of fucking rules. I was never a big fan of that. So we'll have that. And anybody out there, whether you're in the chat, whether you're watching now, subscribed or not, whatever. If you're one of these people who love the fucking college football overtime rule, who big on college overtime, college overtime's so much better than the NFL. Not only has college overtime never been better than the NFL, it's certainly worse now than it's ever been. The college overtime, I've always fucking hated. Always hate. Everybody was always like, oh, college overtime's so much better than the NFL. No, the fuck it's not. And it's never been. Because it's not football. Oh, start at the 25-yard line. See if you can score. Oh, it's gimmick football. It's like I said, like I tried to say, it's like the NHL shootout. It's like the NHL overtime. And granted, thank God the NHL tried to change it at least a little bit by having the 3-on-3 to try to get a little bit more scoring, so we didn't have shootouts. I still don't like the shootout. I would like the shootout to be eliminated from hockey, but that's what this is. That's what this is, and especially the college football overtime now. What was it? It's been what, 3 years since they amended the college football overtime that said, oh well, after you get 2 attempts from each other's 25, and after the first overtime you have to go for 2 points if you score a touchdown, and then after the second overtime it's just 2-point conversions and we'll see who wins. It's so bad. It's so bad. It cheapens the product. It cheapens the game. Like we saw that with the Georgia Tech game. People were like, oh, what an exciting game. It was a great game. Until we had to go to overtime, and it turned into a fucking shootout. And it turned to 7 overtime. It wasn't 7 overtimes. It was 7 back and forth, back to fields to do the 2-point here, 2-point there, 2 points here, 2 points. The worst. The best thing college can do right now is adopt the NFL overtime. If they want to keep it 10 minutes, fine. For college, yeah, do 10 minutes. But let's, we have to protect the student athlete. Listen. College football players right now are professional athletes. They are getting paid to play football. Stop with the whole student-athlete bullshit. Stop with the whole, the students first and athletes second. Suck a dick. It's not. It's not. They are professional athletes. Let them go ahead and play the overtimes. Let them go ahead to get the result that's needed on the field with actual football. So, again, good rule change here for the NFL. College, work on your shit. But college has a lot of things to fucking work on, too. They need to move the hash marks, too, into that 6-yard configuration instead of the fucking 13. Hamster in the chat says, college overtime used to be awesome. The NFL has always been trash. And, again, you're wrong. And you're wrong on a lot of things. You're wrong on team colors. You're wrong on a lot of your opinions, Hamster. And we love you here. Don't get me wrong. Here I'm trashing one of the only people who listen to us. No, we love him. We do love Hamster here, but you're wrong. You're free to have your opinion. This is America, baby. USA. But you're wrong. But you're free to be wrong. That's America, baby. That's how it works. Hamster also says, according to the NFL new one, it says, what if a team eats up 9 minutes? You get 1 minute to score. That's going to be a part of a strategy now. Like, if you get into overtime, or teams that have a very good running game, or they're going to say, screw it, we're going to run this clock, and we're going to run it, and we're going to kill this clock. And even if we don't score a touchdown, we're going to do an 8-minute, 8.5 minute, 9-minute drive. Even if we don't score a touchdown, we'll kick a field goal. And guess what? You only got 50 seconds to go ahead and either tie it and then have the game be a tie, or try to get a touchdown in that amount of time. Adds a little strategy, adds a little thing. I think it changes it to where you definitely want the ball first now. Since everybody gets the opportunity, give me the ball first. Some people might not want the ball first. Maybe some people, because San Francisco did it first. So maybe you want that in the regular season overtime, especially if you have a good running game. But if not, maybe then you take second and see if you let your defense go. It adds a little bit more strategy. It's a little bit more fun. I like that. So we're good. At least in my opinion, I think we're good with that. Number 3 here. Again, proposed by the competition committee, amends rule number 15 to expand instant replay's ability to advise the on-field officials on specific objective aspects of a play and or to address game administration issues when clear and obvious video evidence is present. Now, here's the thing. This sounds great. This is one that people have been talking about since the replay assist has really come into the NFL. Something we've been begging for. It's like, hey, listen, if it's there and you can see it, let them help. Let them change it. So on the surface, this seems great. This seems wonderful. But everything is always in the little language. It's always in the fine print. The little things is always going to get you. Always going to get you. And here it is, right at the end of this. See if you can pick it out with me. See if you can come on a journey with me. Let's see if we can pick this out. When clear and obvious video evidence is present. There it is. There it is. The lovely vagary of legal language. Who constitutes what's clear and obvious? What's clear and obvious to you and me, to whoever the replay assist official is, I don't know. Maybe they're good friends with the official. They don't want to embarrass him by having him having to correct all his calls. Maybe it's just a doofus who doesn't know. He's like, I don't know. What am I gonna change? What am I gonna do? You don't know. You don't know. So again, on the surface, love it. This should be a great one, but in practice, again, this to me has the bit of a feeling of the pass interference replay, where surface, great, love it. This is a rule that should absolutely be in place. But if the officials don't want to participate in it, then it's not going to be used, and then it's worthless, and who cares? Who cares? So, like it, but we'll see. Next, these are more administrative kind of rule changes. This one, again, submitted by the Competition Committee, amends Article 17, Section 17.16 of the Constitution and bylaws to permit clubs to designate 2 players for return at the roster reduction to 53 players. So when teams reduce teams to, at the end of training camp, they reduce everybody to 53 players. They're going to now be able to designate 2 players for return at that point. Now, again, we move to, Article 17, Section 17.16 of the Constitution and bylaws to permit clubs participating in the postseason to receive 2 additional designated for returns, increasing the maximum from 8 to 10. So they've put 2 more there at the end of training camp for the roster reduction of 53 players, and they've also added 2 more DFRs there for the postseason teams that are going into the postseason. So allows teams a little bit more wiggle room and roster flexibility. I get it. That's fine. That's good stuff. And then we have here another one. This is 18. Article 18, Section 18.5 of the Constitution and bylaws to insert point differential as the third tiebreaker for awarding contracts. Now, this has to do with waivers and teams that are, if somebody goes on the waiver wire, somebody wants to pick somebody up, and you know how when it comes to the waivers, you have all the teams listed down there. Usually the tiebreaker, I believe, first was head-to-head, and then it was either division or, I think it was division or conference record. So it's head-to-head, conference record, and now they've added this third tiebreaker in of the point differential between, how much you've scored a point. That's where now that is. So again, just another little minute thing, a little something like that. So, on the surface doesn't seem like a lot, but you get late into that season, you get a lot of injuries. You never know when that's going to go ahead and rear its head. Let me go ahead and what's the next one we've got on here? Hamster wants to know if that bear is there so you don't hit your head or head. No, see this right here. I like this little guy. This is my little koala, given to me by my lovely, lovely wife, who is big on the koalas. She's my little koala. So that's why this little koala is right here. He's always been on the microphone. He's never not been on the microphone. He's always been there. Just usually when we're doing the show and it's the way the cameras and everything's cut off, he's usually cut off so you don't see him. But yeah, he's always been there. He's been on this mic. This mic stand's been here for 7 years almost. And he's been here the whole time. So guys, you see, you got to see him this time. See, there he is. No cute little koala bear. Sleepy. Koalas sleep a whole lot, and they got a lot of smooth brains. But they fall a lot. So I don't know. But I like them. What are you gonna do? So moving on from the koala, We have a couple more of these quick rule changes here by Pittsburgh for 1 year only. This is a 1 year trial. It's going to permit the clubs to have one video or phone call with no more than 5 prospective unrestricted free agents during the 2-day negotiation period, the legal tampering period. And it permits clubs to make travel arrangements with such players upon agreeing to terms. So beforehand, with the legal tampering period, the teams could only talk to the players' agents, and there was all that kind of stuff. Everything was still like everybody knows what it is, but you had to try to wiggle around it with the whole legal stuff. Pittsburgh said, "Listen, we all know what's going on. Let's stop fucking with it. Let us have a video or phone call with these people, and then if we do get something, we can make travel arrangements for them to come here. That's all." And just clears that up, and we'll see what happens with that. That's going to be obviously for the next off season. It's going to be a 1 year trial, and they'll see how the teams like it, if the NFL likes it or not, and they'll bring it up at the owners' meetings, I guess, all the way there in 2026. Now, this one was submitted by Baltimore, Cleveland, Houston, Las Vegas, Minnesota, Philadelphia, and Washington, and that is to permit the football clubs to prepare the kicking footballs, or the K-balls, before game day, similar to the process permitted for game footballs. Now, this was something I didn't know, and this is something, thanks to Pat McAfee now we understand, is that equipment managers and kickers were only allowed, I believe it was a half an hour before kickoff, to kind of work on the balls and work them in, get them ready for, prepare them for the game. And so these balls were basically brand new. They had nothing, they were basically fresh. Unlike the footballs that you see that, they're using gameplay to throw around. They're a little bit more, they have that mud shit they rub on it. Not too dissimilar from what the baseball people use for the baseballs. But they had that mud shit, and they like wet them and dry them and wet them and dry them and rub the mud on them and do all that kind of shit and get them ready for game day. Now the kickers are going to be allowed to do that as well, which according to McAfee, a kicker, again, I've never been a kicker, so I don't know, so I'll take his word for it. Makes the football, it obviously will make the football a little bit more workable, and you might be able to actually hit some pretty decent bombs with it, especially if you're a punter or a field goal kicker. Now, if you're a kickoff person, now you got to start. This is where you got to start having the strategy, because you start kicking these things out of the end zone. Next thing you know, you're giving the opponent the 35-yard line. I don't know if you want to do that. So your attempt, what you want to try to do is to get that sucker landing between the 20 and the goal line. If you can get that bouncing in from if you get the ball to land in the landing zone and then go out of the back of the end zone, then it only goes to the 20. Then it's a regular touchback. So you're going to try to work on either doing that or just work on your return game is really what it's going to have to be. So that's it. That's the thing. That's where I'm really kind of excited to see what happens with this dynamic kickoff. Adds a little strategy to it. And finally here, what do we have here? By Washington, to permit clubs that may qualify for the postseason to obtain scouting credentials for 2 consecutive games, such as Week 17 and Week 18, played by a potential postseason opponent. Also requires clubs hosting wildcard games to provide scouting credentials to all teams within the same conference who are participating in the postseason. So just basically allowing teams, listen, can we fucking scout? We're going to be playing you guys. We scout everybody in the game anyway. Even though we're not playing in the regular season, we know we're going to be playing you or potentially playing you in the playoffs. Give us the credentials to scout you. So that has been added to the rules as well. Now, I know the one that everybody was talking about is the tush push. And when it comes to the tush push, it has been voted that they are going to go ahead and wait until May to talk about it. So the tush push has itself been tush pushed to May, and those owner meetings that will be happening there. I really don't think it should be banned. You're seeing a lot of resistance coming from some NFL coaches and some NFL organizations about saying how ridiculous trying to ban this play. The one thing that was pointed out, and Roger Goodell had a press conference yesterday, it seems like he was a little bit open, a little bit more like okay with the play being banned or modified or having the the rules for the pushing and pulling as it was, I believe, what pre-2002 or whatever it was, reinstituted. And as much as some of the other teams may not want it to be, as somebody had pointed out, I don't think it was Florio because I don't agree with Florio. It might have been either Schefter or Rappaport. If Goodell wants something, and Goodell is like, I think this should be the way it goes. Whether it is or not, I don't know, but I think it should be. If Goodell wants something, there's a better than not chance that it happens. So not excited by that, but hopefully some of these NFL teams vote with their conscience and leave the tush push in the game and just learn how to stop it. Learn how to stop it. That's all. As a Giants fan, stop being a bitch about the tush push and learn how to fucking stop it. That's it. That's the be all end all of that. For me anyway. Stop, if you can't stop it, trying to legislate it out of the game because you can't stop it. And you can't stop it for only one team. It's only one team that is consistently that good with this particular play. Other teams have tried it. Boy, they can't fucking do it. Just the Eagles seem to be able to do it. So trying to eliminate a play only because one team seems to have a specific advantage doing it. And even then, if we go back to the 2023 playoffs, we saw that Tampa Bay could stop it. They stopped them, I think, 2 or 3 times when the Eagles tried to tush push. So it can be done. It can happen. Stop trying to legislate it out of the game. Hamster, you can stop it. I just brought it to the point. Granted, you need a Vita Vea in order to be in the middle of your line to do it. Maybe a Dexter Lawrence like the Giants have to be able to stop it. You need a big old boy there in the middle and nose tackle to go ahead and stop that tush push. But it can be stopped. And again, the only team that seems to have it automatically is the Eagles. Anybody else tries it, they get stopped all the time. I remember the Lions got stopped like twice in a row last season. We saw the Vikings try it. They got stopped. Like, again, it's not an automatic play. And the only team that it seems to be an automatic play for is the Eagles. So you can't punish one team for being good at something. You can't do it. So Hamster is he's big on the ban. He wants to ban the tush push. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So those are some of the rule changes. Again, more might be coming in the May league meetings. Again, we'll get more clarification on the onside kick rules. We'll get, obviously, the tush push is going to be the big talking point. And we'll see what happens from there. Also, I believe just another small thing. The NFL approved that the teams can wear their throwback or alternate uniforms 4 times a year now, and that they are allowed to kind of mix and match the uniforms as well. Not sure that's a great thing. But that I like the idea of them being able to wear the throwbacks, but the idea that, you can mix and match whatever. That we're getting into college territory now. We're getting into Oregon territory. Not big fan of that. As somebody who's a uniform nerd and it's a uniform. That's why it's called a uniform. Uniform. One form. Keep it fucking simple. Get it simple. Although, again, if we get more chances to see the Broncos throwbacks or the Seahawks throwbacks, let's go. Those should be permanent ones anyway. Those should be the permanent home and roads. Same with the Dolphins. Dolphins throwback should be permanent home and roads. Creamsicles I like, but Bucko Bruce I think is best left as a throwback. Because I do like the red and pewter Buccaneers uniforms too. So we'll leave that as that. Some hockey news. Ovechkin's closing in on Gretzky's number. He's only got a couple more goals to go, but he's got 6, I think. 6 or 4 or something. I think he's at 891. So he's closing in real quick. So Ovechkin's looking to pass Gretzky in goals. Not in a set. I mean, Gretzky's still going to have total points by a wide fucking margin. But total goals looking to go to Ovechkin. My New Jersey Devils cannot seem to get it out of their own way going into the playoffs. It looks like we're going to make the playoffs. It looks like we're fairly safe. But boy, am I not confident heading into this postseason. For the New Jersey Devils, and nobody in the Eastern Conference, at least, seems to want to take that last wild card spot. Rangers keep on losing. Ottawa has seemed to put a bit of a roll on here, so Ottawa actually looks like they want to grab it. The Islanders keep on losing. It's just a lot of these teams. I think they're like 3-7 or 3-8 in their last 10, 11 games. Like, not great stats from these guys. So at least it's not that Devils aren't the only team that's kind of struggling here at the end of the season. And we do have a lot of injuries and all that kind of stuff, but that's excuse talking. That's excuse talking. Nobody wants that shit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But so that's a little bit of the NHL there. Not much going on. Again, we're in April. We're getting close to that. We get to the middle of the month. Playoffs start. Best time of year. NHL playoffs. Final Four coming up this Saturday. Duke versus Houston. And what's the other one? Auburn versus... I don't care. I forget. I honestly forget who was in the other one. Well, Florida. That's it. Auburn versus Florida. So Auburn, Florida, Duke, Houston. That's going to be the Final Four there in San Antonio. The national championship game will be on Monday. I'll see. We'll see what we're doing. Maybe we'll do a little basketball on either Saturday or Monday, depending. Don't do a ton of basketball, but it might be fun. Might be fun. You know what I mean? Might be a little fun to do. So we'll see what's going on with that. I know Hamster's very upset with us because we did not do a UFL game this weekend, and I would have loved to. But again, for me, at least anyway, my tooth was son of a bitch. And again, until I can hopefully someday get to a dentist to rip these motherfuckers out and live with dentures or whatever I got to do the rest of my life, would be whatever. But man, it was NHL playoffs are indeed the best time of year, Hamster. Don't fight with me. This is not something to argue about. This isn't subjective. This is objective fact. The NHL playoffs are the best playoffs, the most wonderful playoffs, best time of year. You're talking from the middle of April to the middle of June, just nonstop of the best, hardest hitting, fastest hockey action you'll ever find in the world, all for the greatest trophy in the entire world. And that's another absolute objective fact. I'm not going to argue with you on this. Listen, I love football season. This is a football show. One of the biggest, we cover football here even during the off season. As you can see, we did a whole episode on fucking rule changes, for the love of God. That being said, the NHL playoffs are the best playoffs. The Stanley Cup is the best trophy. It's bar none. The hardest trophy to win, best playoffs to watch, unquestionably, the National Hockey League. Football is a very close number 2, but it is a number 2. And nobody cares about basketball or baseball, so that is what it is. Although, the Yankees, baby, those torpedo bats, kicking ass, taking names, love to see it. By the way, you can go get the new Yankee torpedo bat shirts over in our merch store. Link is in the description below and in the top of the chat, but we're getting out of here real quick, so you can check it in the description below, along with our donation station, by the way, over at Buy Me a Coffee. Link is there as well. So go visit the merch store. Go visit the donation station. If you can, donate whatever you can. Buy whatever you can. Don't put yourself in a poorhouse. We all know how the economy is. So, in this economy, any little bit that you can do to help us out is tremendously appreciated. Thank you so very much. And again, if you want to help us out for absolute free, and what might be actually the best way to help us, hit that like button, hit that share button to get more people watching us over here. And if you are not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Those 3 actions, completely free, and help us out tremendously here at Stay Tuned Sports. So again, thank you so much for watching us here. My name is King, or your good friend Jimbo was not here, but he'll be back next week, undoubtedly. It's been a fantastic time. Again, had to do the show twice because the first time the microphone didn't work, but who knows? But thank you so much for joining us. We will see you later, whenever the hell we see you. Adios, everybody.